So I did this once before where I went through. I have 2 packs left over. As I've said in the past previously, they sent Matt and I, because we have the podcast. They sent us both a box of the
Mhm.
new set when ahead of time, and we had that thing that you were on, Kreesti, where we played the decks that our Discord server voted on which decks we should play. We got together and we smashed them against each other and had a good time. And I used 2 of my 4 packs for that. And the other 2 packs, I wanted to just go over in TTS, do an unboxing, and it's been difficult to do this without actually seeing the cards,
Yeah.
because I like because I crack the packs, because I have to, in order to get them in TTS, I have to scan them in. So
Mhm.
I have cracked the packs and like scan the thing, and I have to carefully like not pay attention to who the Forgeborn is, or make sure that I'm squint and close and look away, and then I've had these 4 open decks from the new set sitting in front of me for a while now, and just I can't look at them. I have to look away. So
Perfect.
that's exciting. Is that something you think you could do? You could pull off, or
Yeah.
would you just have to shell them all?
I'm getting of the age where I would need to pick up something to read them, so it's fine. It's fine.
They're
Yeah,
just naturally blurry to you,
it's perfect.
as opposed to Matt. Matt got his box and he played. He immediately shelled all 4 of them and looked at all of them. He was very excited about it. So the first deck that I've got here, I wanted it, and I did the first pack just by myself, and I was talking about like what I thought about the cards and what I would be looking for to pair the decks with. But this time I wanted to get your opinion, Kreesti, because you're entertaining and you have thoughts about the game, and so people like to hear what you have to say.
And I can keep talking until I just talk over you. It's fine. It's great. It's
Yeah,
great
that's
banter.
great. So the first one, once again, I have to do these in alphabetical order because I'm slightly autistic. The first the first one is the Aloyan deck, and so it's Steel Rosetta, and you guys are looking at it, Kreesti looking at the same time. The Steel Rosetta, who I love, she's my favorite one. My very first silver deck came from one of my Kickstarter packs, and it has my favorite deck. It's my favorite deck. It has my favorite card in it with the Rallying Allomancer, and it was the first one I silvered, and it's super exciting. I got second in the very first tournament I played in it, and it had Steel Rosetta. Now, this Steel Rosetta does not have that ability. My favorite ability that she had in the first one, and I don't remember any of these names, was the ability that you pick a dude, and when you replace him, he comes right back. And I had a bunch of come into play
Repurpose.
abilities. Repurpose, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're super talkative.
It's funny to me because it's like I know enough about Aloyan because I avoid Aloyan because I don't like hanging out.
You don't like it at all. So I guess you look at this as something to play against.
And that's how I always do it. That's why I was like, oh,
fair
I know
enough.
this.
So what do you think about enhance? That's already a thing in the first set.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's so many cards that already do that. Like, yeah, okay, that's cool. You're in cycle 2 playing a level 1. Okay. It's not great. I
No.
guess you kind of get that kind of Apocamancer borrowing from your favorite faction, borrowing from Necreum.
Yeah.
Also do the upgrade to play a Gizmo, do the upgrade. But it feels like it's a little behind to be in cycle 2 playing with 2 more level 1s, but maybe you missed something. You could pair this with your favorite to bring Krogius up, use that. I know that's your favorite use of upgrading cards.
So, yeah. So what do you think about Inspire? I think Inspire is cool because you get to use 2 Aloyan things and 1 of whatever it is you pair it with. So it's kind of a modular ability.
I feel like we saw this. Was it not in the Loyan where it was a lot of use the unused?
Yeah, this is the exact same thing. Like the first 2 of these are from the first set.
Okay.
It's not all new stuff. It's not all new stuff. The last one is not. The last one is not.
That one's just a card, though. That hasn't been a Forgeborn.
The what?
That nanotech?
The nanotech disruptor is that's a Forgeborn. What do you say that again?
I didn't think that was a Forgeborn. I thought that was just a creature that did that.
No, this is awesome.
Okay, cool.
This is new. This is a new ability in set 2.
Oh, it is a new ability. I was like, I don't know that from set
the first 2 are old, but this is a brand new one. Which this is super exciting. To just vomit out dudes.
Yeah. And what is it? It's the Allomancer that does that at a lower level, right? It doesn't do it at 9. Like when you replace.
No, it's the Apocamancer. The Apocamancer can also shoot them too.
Oh, so you get choice with the Apocalypser of
Right.
player or creature, whereas this Disruptor just does creature.
But the Apocalypser at level 3 is only 7 damage. So
7,
this
yeah.
one's 9. So if you
Yeah.
like, where do you want to do replacing creatures? Green seems like a good one for this. And you play a lot of green.
I
So
play a
like you,
lot of green. I like the replacing green because it's you got to have the minion generation. It's so dependent on that.
hmm
With this, I mean, clearly this is built for your gizmos, right? Replace those level 1 gizmos, and it's kind of becomes like is it Drix that does the double replace? Like when you replace another creature on the board, then it gets the buff at level 2 and 3.
right, it gets the buff as well as
So have
gets
one
the
of those, and you're like really commanding your board with this.
hmm and then you've got because you do things one at a time on a card, even when it says do two things.
Mm.
You can if you play like a card that plays two minions, you could play a minion and then play another minion right on top of it, and then that would trigger this as well.
Yep, and that's going to get out of control in a very, very, very short period of time.
Well, that should be fun.
Let's go with that word.
All right, so let's look at let's go to the deck now. So I've got my traditional setup from the last pack. Excuse me. The bottom one is the level 1 cards. The left side is the level 2 cards, and the right side is the level 3 cards. So I've got them split up in the right order. I'll flip them over, and then we'll look at the packs. So right off the bat, we've got a brand new card, a Glitch Scout. So this is a Warrior Mage. I think that's cool.
I've never seen or heard of Warrior Mage. They're combining two new
So
things.
nope, it's not new. Well, you don't know about it because the guy that the Dark Art Sorcerer is a Warrior Mage.
We don't talk about him. He's like
He doesn't show up in any of your decks.
no,
This
not
is
like me.
Dark Art Sorcerer is is a warrior mage, as well as the red guy that's aggressive, and you can activate him to make all your other dudes aggressive. That guy's a warrior mage too.
Okay. All right, so a little Warrior Mage, and it's got the new Slay ability.
It's got a slay and mobility. I like mobility.
I'm
Um,
very curious if it gets bigger as these stats go up. Does its mobility go up, or does it also just hang out at 1?
well, let's see. At level 2, it's just a bigger dude. Upgraded card in your hand. So they're both upgraded card in your hand and discard it at level 2. And mobility 1, but it's just same thing, just a tougher guy. And
Slightly,
then at
yeah.
level 3, ooh. So
Oh,
at level play it for free is pretty good.
so I'm trying to think of cards that give a warrior or a mage battle ability because the Slay would activate at battle before combat too, yeah?
hmm
Ooh, that could get out of hand
So
quick.
like a Vine Lash would work really well with this.
Uh-huh.
You get to level 3, especially if it's a level. If you were fire off a level 3 Vine Lash with this, and he strikes 2 creatures, and you kill them both, that's 2 cards you get to play for free. So you've already played
Upgrade it and
Vine
play.
Lash. Oh yeah, upgrade and play for free. You're right. Not just free card. Whew, this guy's pretty awesome. He's a common.
Well, and he's a level 3, so we're right back to Rosetta. He's not great. He's well under curve at a 7/9 on level 3, but use his Slay twice, and then that second time replace him and go ahead and trigger your Rosetta friend if you're in level cycle 4.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Look at Blue get all aggressive on us.
Look at you finding out some Aloyan you might like. Huh.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not sold, but maybe.
But like this feels a lot. This card to me feels a lot like the little mages that you have in the first set that you just play him and then you upgrade a card or you make a minion. He does something small, but he's not that powerful by himself.
Mm-mm.
So, this one feels like he's powerful. Like I don't see anything I want to put with this except for maybe a green something that lets me battle. But then there's the red card that says he gets +5 and then battles somebody as well. So that would help trigger this. So it can go with green or red. Is there anything in purple that you can remember that does like let that guy battle that guy? I don't remember anything. I don't think so. Not that
No,
I know of in the first set.
I can't think of anything that I'd want that would give him the battle ability. I'm thinking of there's a lot in purple that I don't want to play level 1 and level 2. I don't want to play level 1 or level 2 corrupt. I don't want to take the damage. I don't want level 1 Lyria. I
Oh, so
don't
you just want to use this guy to upgrade those cards. So
Yeah.
you would play this guy. Hopefully, like if you draw this guy and you're not on the forge, then you throw this down in somebody that he just immediately kills, and then that helps you get past the corrupt stuff.
Yeah.
All right, that's solid.
Had some fun leveling up.
Okay. So he's got like kind of a well-rounded, his ability works well for anything so far. All right, let's go to the next one. And it's a Forge Plate Yeti. I
You know,
love the Forge Plate Yeti. I mean, he's not exciting. I mean, he's not exciting in the idea of he's a new card that we need to explore how to use, but I love this guy.
yeah, I've been at your mercy while you have played him. He does really well when he shows up and there's shields on the board. And I discredited him the first time I saw him because
Mhm.
I'm thinking small, like, okay, great, he has one shield. Ooh, yay. And then it's
Yeah,
like, no, for every shield on every
right.
creature. Yeah,
So we play one of the guys we play local with is Jay. He plays this card in a way that I use this card a lot, but he played it in a way that I've never seen, and I thought it was super cool. So he plays, and I don't remember which red Forgeborn it is, but his one of his best decks is the second red Forgeborn ability is the one where you get 10 armor and one of your creatures gets 10 armor. And so those are a lot less use on the Forgeborns, whether it's the Ironbeard or the red one that does the same, or Oros, the less flashy Forgeborn abilities. And he has one that's a less flashy Forgeborn ability where he gets armor and then he plays this and it's just instant kill on somebody, which is pretty cool.
yeah. I remember the first time he did it to me, actually, and I went,
Hmm.
"What?" Like my jaw just dropped. I was
Yeah,
not ready for that.
yeah, it was pretty exciting.
For the
Ah.
people watching, not experiencing it, yes, this is true.
All right, and it's the same at level 2 and 3 as the level 1. It's a bigger dude. We're still not very powerful here. Like our level 3s are
Mm.
710 and 79, except this one does have 4 armor. So the Forge Plate Yeti, one thing about the Forge Plate Yeti to me, somehow he always lives forever. Like people just don't, and he's only got 1 armor, but somehow when I play him, he just stays alive and longer for like turn after turn after turn.
Because
I
he
don't know if
makes
he
it seem like he's hurting you. He's like, "Oh, I'll go deal with something bigger," because he's not a threat, and it's just a deploy, right? Like, it's
Mhm.
just, I'm not worried about that. We'll go
Okay.
deal with something that's activating.
Yeah. I've had him kill a lot of people for him to
I
not be
have
a threat.
too, because you just leave him there kind of forgetting about him, and then it's like, "Oh, wait, he's actually got 6 health because of the 1 armor," it feels like,
Right,
first cycle.
right. Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, I have fallen prey to him multiple times.
Alright, so let's switch, to the next one. Let's lay them out here next side by side. So a
Prepare.
prepared warden. So prepared, this is a rare. So a rare ability and a rare modifier and a rare creature. I have a couple of wardens. This is also in the first set. I have a couple of wardens there, but they're like defender. I don't know. They're weird.
So what
I'm not very excited about this guy, but he is a
what's the
second row.
prepared part? Is the prepared the first deploy or the second?
No, the prepare is the ready. So the
Ready.
warden by himself just says deploy if you have another robot in play, give this +4/+4. But
Mhm.
all the ones I've had before had defender. This one does not have defender, which is pretty cool because you can if you have throw a robot out first and then play this guy, that's a 7/8 as a level 1 guy without defender. That's pretty good.
Those are crazy stats for level 1.
Yeah.
That's a lot on the board.
And then ready one of your creatures. That's the prepared part of it. So there's not a lot of activated abilities in the game. There's some, and there's some very powerful ones, but they're not a lot. But
Like the ones that hang out on Omnis that say deal 2 damage.
it
Anything.
this guy would be great with an Omni,
Geez, if only I knew
or
someone who played a card like that.
yeah. Well, it's a fun card. I like to play it when I can. Now that I finally found one after
Nice.
opening how many decks.
I think of it, of course, in Utera and putting it on a Mantis, because the Mantis is,
Oh yeah.
and now you can use that Forgeborn, so you can use that Forgeborn,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
really good.
pairing with the Mantis, yeah.
So now we're looking for when we build this, we're really excited about Vine Lash with our Glitch Scout and a Mantis with our Prepared Warden.
I'm seeing blue
Are there
green.
any robots? What are the robots that are in one of the beasts that gets bigger when he replaces somebody is in green? That's the only robot I can think of.
That's Asperian steel plate.
Well, there's 2 of them. There's an Experience Steel Plate, and then there's another one, Shard Plate, the Shard Plate guy, which is kind of a
Plate
similar
silver?
thing.
I think that's
Yeah, One of them is a beast and one of them is a robot. I don't know, but this if we're looking at green, like now that we've seen this and green does have armor, so we want armor because of the Forge Plate Yeti. As I'm pointing to the screen, which my hand is not even on camera. Like, oh, look at this guy. The Forge Plate Yeti wants armor, which the green does have. The Glitch Scout wants Vine Lash. The Prepared Warden wants something like a mantis that does something cool. So if we're running, let's see what happens if we're running this guy with this deck. Yeah, play a Gizmo minion, upgrade a level 1 card in your hand. That's not super exciting at level 1, but maybe the green one is. Replace somebody with a Wisp minion is pretty exciting. Let's see, what does he do? What does this guy do at higher levels? Literally nothing different.
It's identical though,
except for the stats. I mean, he's pretty much a house anyway. Like he goes from 7-8 to 10-10 to 13-14. He's just a house at level 1. It almost seems like a venerable guy.
Is Gizmo a Gizmo minion just a plain Gizmo minion as a robot?
I don't know. It has a thing on it. I guess I could look at something. I'll have to go off camera, but I can do that. Let's see. One of these is a Gizmo. Robot. Gizmo minion's a robot. Oh, that's exciting.
So we're right back to your Mantis hitting it there early because, right, I could play Mantis my very first draw and then ready it. I've got robots. Here are my robots.
Play the Mantis and then upgrade this. Whew.
Quick.
That'd be cool. Ready the Mantis, play something else, upgrades. Man, there's a lot of upgrade in here. So Krogius is in there definitely. And now that we have all this upgrade with the Glitch Scout, the enhanced minion, or the enhanced play the Gizmo minion, and then use a Prepared Warden. All right. So we're starting to build the green deck that we want to put this with.
And I don't see many blue-green in set 1, so this is kind of exciting to see a new faction pairing.
All right. Let's go on to the next one. What was this? The Venerable Specimen.
Yes.
I have the hardest time playing specimens.
What isn't it the Specimen? I don't think it's this one. He has different than Venerable. Maybe it is Venerable because it says at the end of the turn, if you took no damage, deal 34 damage to a creature or player.
That's the charge plated. So the Specimen is a modifiable creature, and I like one of the decks that I just started playing has an armored Specimen. So the stats are a little different, but it has armor. But the level 1 one does 1 damage. The level 2 one does 5 damage. So let's look at the level 2 one does 5 damage. And the level 3 one does its toughness and damage, or its health and damage. So that's where it gets big. So when you get a charge plated Specimen, that's the one that deals 34 damage because it has 34 defense.
That's crazy. So what's
still 16 is Venerable isn't new. Venerable's old. I don't know that I've seen it on a Specimen before.
Maybe that's just on me.
Venerable makes the guy bigger at level 1. I'm not 100% sure what Venerable does. I know level 1 creatures that have Venerable are larger than they would normally be, but I don't know how that translates into the higher levels. I think it like Venerable steals some damage from later levels and puts it on the earlier levels.
I mean, so you're saying end of turn, knowing there's 3 turns in a deck cycle, and you're looking at something with 16 health. He's hanging out a turn or 2. This is gonna throw some serious damage on a creature or player.
But this is one of those things that like it's really good when it goes off, but I always not always, but I regularly struggle to get this off. Like we played that tournament last night, the regular 5th cycle tournament, and I had one of these, and I have one of these in my deck, I have the armored one in my deck, and I can never set it off because he would always ping me for something. You know, he would shamble me something in the middle of the turn, or I would kill one of his dudes, or he would have one extra guy that dealt 1 damage to me or something. It's very hard sometimes to not take damage, especially from a purple green deck, because they just nickel and dime your life so much.
They do. And even the red, I mean, the red will come out aggressive. I've been playing opposite a Specimen, and I'll change my play style to get him off the board and to make sure you take some type of damage, because I don't want whatever he'll be dealing at the end of turn.
It's yeah. But when he works, he's very exciting.
For the captain.
He doesn't contribute in this particular deck. He does not contribute to the overall feel. Like he's not a robot so he's not going to make the prepared warden go off. He doesn't have armor for the Forge Plate Yeti. He is a target that you'd really like to upgrade, though, with either her ability of enhance or the glitch scout.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Next card. Hey, it's Energy Prison. We all know Energy Prison. It is exactly the same as Energy Prison.
Uh-huh. More upgrade, though.
It is more upgrade. So this Venerable Specimen, maybe we just don't play the Venerable Specimen and we just upgrade the crap out of it. And eventually we don't need to play level 2 or level 1 or level 2. We just upgrade it.
Upgrade it, get to that higher health, and use galore.
Mm-hmm. All right, there's not a lot to talk about. This doesn't really lend itself to something. It's kind of pseudo removal. It kind of turns a guy off.
Yeah, you're just really kind of silencing them generally.
It's a spell. Hey, it's the Pornotron.
I knew you were going to remember. I was hoping you had forgotten.
This is more mobility. That's cool. So you play this.
Shields.
And it's a robot and it's shields. Ooh, this guy's right in there. All right. So this guy gives you armor for the Forge Plate Yeti. He's a robot to make the prepared warden better.
Yep.
That's looking good.
What is his stats as he moves up? Well, he's one of the ones that does a big jump from 2 to 3.
Let's see. At level 2,
he jumps.
He's 8-2 with 4 armor. And at level, oh my god. So he's like those robots that the Orion battle droid that don't have much tough health, but they do have a lot of armor. So if you get through the armor, you just kill them. But if you can't get through the armor, you haven't made any progress on them.
And that armor is one of those things that, especially I feel like when you're playing, physical space, it's easy to not see that armor.
It is very easy to not see that armor. And as somebody that plays armor a lot, if we're playing for fun, for funsies, I will point out the armor and I will make sure that you see all your triggers. But if we're playing for money or there's prizes on the line, I am absolutely not relying on it, but I'm not helping you one bit. You better remember this armor is there. So it's one of those sneaky things that better players are going to remember, or at the very least, decent players are going to get bitten a lot or once or twice by this. Mm-hmm. So it's just a slight advantage.
Yeah, and that's why I love finding cards with stat change. Like they're actually going to change those stats because
that
-2 in a hurry with a level 1 Necrium.
Like Om Nom Nom.
Yep, but that 8/8, I mean, basically 8 health. That I've got to figure out how to hit it for 6 every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it has that super special mobility that it almost feels stealthy. I know it's not stealth as StoneBlade and Soulforge intends stealth, but it's like, here I am, whack-a-mole. Now I'm over here because I can go to planes.
So this is a second mobility card.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything, because I think we really like this the green deck that we have described to go with this, but I don't know what in green would take advantage of this mobility other than your green deck might have some big beaters and you can swap this guy with them to get them through somebody,
or have something with stealth,
or something with stealth. Yeah, if you can push somebody with stealth out of the way to where they don't die this turn, when your opponent has the forge, you're right back on it, and if the lane is empty, that works well.
Or I'm looking to see if we get a Palladium that's going to show up here in a minute. Like, here's a buff because something moved.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 4 cards after this. All right, so we got our robots. This is a fun card. This is a fun card. This is a new ability for blue.
Mm-hmm.
It just smoked that guy.
One, it has life gain.
It has life gain in blue. That never happens.
Life gain in blue. Let's start there. Life gain in blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's, hey, little tiny creature that didn't look great. We're just going to destroy you. And it doesn't matter that you've buffed me up to 87 health. Like, you're done here.
So this is one of the things I find interesting about this game is that just straight up kill that dude is not that good. Because a lot of times you'll play in other games, you'll have a card that can kill one of their guys and just one for one of their guys. And that's fine. And that's good stuff that you want to do, but it's not, it's really good. But in this game, it's actually not that good. What you want is something that kills a guy and does something. Because of the lane nature of the game, if you throw a guy out in front of me, I can just dreadbolt that guy. Or what would be better is to play somebody in front of your guy that kills your guy and sticks around. And now I've got dreadbolt plus because I get the extra guy, however much health he's missing. So things that kill a guy and do something else are the where you want to be on this, not just kill a guy. So gaining gaining some life in a color where has never had it before, outside of Betrayers, is really exciting.
So going back to that conversation about stat, is this destroy a creature with 4 printed attack or 4 current attack?
Current. So it would work well with Energy Prison.
Energy Prison, yep.
Yeah. Yep. So it
It
has
is a nice double spell.
the only thing that would be better would be the free one.
Aegis Wings.
No. The free Energy Prison, that if your opponent has increased damage, they get -5.
Mm-hmm.
If they haven't, the opponent's creature gets -5 damage. If they have increased damage, then it's free.
This is free, yeah.
That one. I don't remember the name. Like that's my thing, I guess, on the Fifth Cycle podcast. Is I don't remember names of cards.
It's the card that does the thing.
With the stuff. Oh, I grabbed them all. Hey, I shuffled them.
Ooh, well, that's gonna make things fun.
All right, let's see. Why is it not going? I'm drawing cards now. All right. Okay, another robot. I'll put them down as we see things. So let's see what's the next card. Yeah, all right. Oh, Mechanizing Assassin. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Put them down. All right, this is supposed to be the next one. Somehow my mouse wouldn't grab one. Your
right
other
now,
creatures are awesome.
everything's a
More robots. So now everything's a robot.
Which
So,
makes
this
your
prepared
warden.
warden's getting really good now. We've got
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 robots, or 2 robots, plus the minions, plus if this guy's out, everything else you make is a robot.
Yeah.
And stealth. Hey, we were just talking about stealth. So you use the Pornotron with the stealth dude. And then
I mean,
so
and all creatures. So if you were playing this with the Utera deck, now all your Utera dinosaurs are also robots.
So the only issue that I have with that is that no other color cares about robots. Like, robots are cool, especially being able to have this massive prepared warden, but there's no robot synergy outside of blue. And so that's the only robot synergy we have. The robots aren't really going to be that big a deal.
Right, but I really like the idea of I'm playing a green dino deck that pairs well with this, and I'm like really loving and leaning on my dino, and I'm like, man, I'm really missing my robot synergy. Oh, hello, assassin that is making them both robots and dinos at the same time. So it's a green that's now blue.
It just doesn't contribute to me deciding what deck I want to play with this. I think this deck has a really good intra robot theme, but because other colors don't have robots in them, then the other colors that doesn't lend itself to what you want to play with this deck. So this deck playing with robots with this deck is just going to be within this deck. There's no green card that goes, ooh, if you have a robot, do this, or your robot gets +2 or something like that.
Fair.
But this is a big beater. 7 damage for a level 1 at a stealth. So at level 2, 10 and 13, this is a big hitter. I like this. I like that part.
Yeah,
right,
she is not
move. Let's see. Let me move these out of the way. And then this one is the Energy Surge. We've all seen this. This is the same thing. It is you're getting a Gizmo minion, which is yet another robot, and you're upgrading a card in your hand. Ooh.
At level 3, you're playing it for free.
And at level 3, you get to play it for. We're getting us a lot of free upgraded cards in here. If we make it to level 3.
This is going to grow a deck in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. There's not too much to this, but I got to put the redact back out there. All right, and the last card is another stealthy guy, the Aegis Knight. So this is just it's a rare. That's cool.
Now he existed in set 1 though.
Yeah, this guy's in set 1.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have how many armor guys do we have?
That's what I was just counting. 2 creatures that come with armor. Yeah.
We have 2 creatures that come with armor. We don't have anybody up here that gives armor to anybody. But our green deck has armor in it. So I guess that's what we're looking for. And this is 5, 4, 8, 7, 10, 8 stealth. It gets bigger for armor. So now that we've seen this deck, what do you read this deck? What are we looking for in a partner?
I see green. because that's the you want more armor because these
Okay.
abilities trigger with more armor, printed armor specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you're looking at armor. There is a little robot, not a ton. There is a little robot hanging out in Utera. But I just can't think of a better. I mean, just looking at that prepared warden, you're wanting an Omni, you're wanting a
An Omni.
Mantis, which would be red,
Oh yeah,
right?
we definitely
To
want a
get
Mantis.
the Omni for the ready back.
And then Vine Lash, I think we definitely want as well for the Glitch Scout.
Yeah, so I mean, a little red, but this wants a green buddy.
Okay, so we want a Vine Lash, we want a Mantis, we want
Asperian
armor.
steel plate.
Uh, the steel plate. We have a lot of robots in here, but the steel plate is a. I think the steel plate would be a bonus, especially since we're making all these minions.
Mhm.
Do we need any removal, or are we just going to go with armor? We just want a heavy armor theme.
You have the Tanimate.
We have a bunch of stealthy creatures, so I think green doesn't have like oh what is the +3 -3 card in red?
Plus
Health,
C minus 3 in red.
not in red, in green. I misspoke.
Wait,
The
toxic spores.
toxic spores. Yeah, I think this deck would love a toxic spore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What am I missing?
Let's see.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm missing something. Oh well.
Where's your assassin? Where'd your assassin girl go?
I don't know. I'm gonna find him.
Right there.
What?
You're missing
Energy Surge. I'm missing the Energy Surge.
Oh, okay. Okay, there it is.
All right. So there's our 10 cards. We have 3 spells. One of them straight up kills a dude.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to design a perfect deck for this that has from green, we're going to have Vine Lash. We're going to have the replacer guy, the shield plate that is the robot. What else is it? Oh, the Mantis.
Yeah,
The
sure.
Mantis with a cool ability and armor. So that's 4 cards. And then the toxic spores. So that's like half the deck. So I think if you find that half deck and then just get some beaters or the other way, this would make a really exciting pairing. Doesn't have a lot of reach. Doesn't have the ability to shoot somebody in the face from across the table.
No. What is the
But the stealth is good.
Everflow? What is that?
Everflowing Eidolon?
Yes, that's in Utera. Doesn't it have armor as well?
I have no idea. That's one of those rares that I don't have. I may have one of those in one of my decks that I've not played it, so I don't really play against it very much. So I don't remember if that one has armor. But yeah, definitely want some armor stuff in here.
Oh, for sure.
But I do. What's the one that makes that you activate to make your creature bigger, like make him tougher? That seems like that would be a good in the green deck with that Pornotron and the Mechanizing Assassin.
Is that Ferocious Roar?
No, that's the spell that makes everybody bigger. I'm talking about the creature that activates to make the toughness bigger, that you can use repeatedly. Oh well, that's it. But that's a shell of a deck. That's the shell of a green deck that I think would work really well with this, and it would be fun to play.
It'd be a lot of fun to play. It's, I think, kind of in set 2, we've all we want to see the exalts and all, but this is a nice Aloyan that just it stands firm. I mean, it's
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't have
nice
any of
thing.
the new stuff in it. It doesn't have exalts. It doesn't have the
Mhm.
cards that bring other cards.
Nope.
But it
It's
just looks
so
like
nice.
this is like a solid set 1 deck, a very solid set 1 deck.
It's very solid.
All right.
Not too complex to play. You just have to remember that you're gaining life in Aloyan now. So, weird things happen.
All right. Well, that's the Aloyan deck, guys. There's some new cards in here. There's some new ways to play with the prepared. I think that's pretty cool. And the glitch scout. There were a lot of set 1 cards in here. I guess that's why it felt so much like a set 1 deck,
Mhm.
because all of the new cards were just extensions of the set 1 cards. So, all right. Anyway, that's the deck. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.